Drama alert, drama alert. 343 admits that they gone screwed up with Halo 5's story.
Ultimate Halo.
In a recent article from GamesTM Magazine, Frank O'Connor has said that they took some digs for storytelling in Halo 5. He says, "We definitely marketed in a way that we hoped was going to bring surprise, but for some fans, and certainly fans of Master Chief, it was a huge disappointment because they wanted more Chief." And then he goes on to say how this was a big learning curve for 343. Now, me and Jack had the pleasure of meeting Frank at the Halo 5 launch event in London, and you know, he's generally a nice guy, but Frank, I'm going to be honest with you here, there's a massive difference between keeping quiet about a huge reveal in the game and advertising the game to have a different story than it actually had. Halo 5's marketing was one of the most controversial things, and this was because you advertised the story as having this huge Chief versus Locke element to it, but that wasn't quite the case whatsoever. After you play Halo 5 Guardians, you come to learn that it really wasn't about that, but just about the fact that Cortana is still alive, and she's trying to bring peace to the galaxy through some very harsh ways. So Frank, please don't go trying to turn this around and saying you wanted to keep the whole Cortana thing a secret. You could have done that without completely misleading the plot of Halo 5. Anyway, we're not quite done yet, there's still more to go. Later in the article, Frank says, "Chief we tend to think of as kind of a vessel for your adventure rather than necessarily this major character in the universe. He's really just your entry into the universe, but people have become attached to him over the last 15 years, and they've started to sort of fill in the gaps that the character deliberately has for gameplay reasons with a genuine emotional attachment. We certainly underestimated that with Halo 5. Wait, I just need one moment to just go. Just need to. What? Okay. Right. Okay. Frank, you're making it really hard for me to remember you as that lovable guy at the Halo event. This is getting really difficult. Did you really just try and bury what 343 were trying to do with Chief? Like, what are you doing right now? Just stop. When Halo 4 released, your goal was to make the Chief a much more human character.
Master Chief is human. He's not a machine. He's not a set of armor with a big weapon. He's a human with resilience.
Yes, in the Bungie days when they first created Chief, they wanted him to purely be this vessel for the player, hence why his dialogue was so little in the early games. But come 343 and Halo 4, you bring this new layer to him. You make him more human and not just a machine or vessel for the player to control.
But there was this progression, you know, in terms of his emotional side, even through the first 3 games, but this was going to be the great leap.
That was your goals, and they weren't bad goals. Many were excited to see this more human element to the Chief, and you did bring that more human element to the Chief. You made him a much more emotional character to get attached to. So you can't just go backtracking on yourselves to try and cover up your mess. If you didn't want this emotional attachment to the Chief, then what the hell were you doing in Halo 4?
That soldier starts to discover his humanity.
What are the sacrifices that you need to make in order to preserve something as precious as humanity?
Where does he still need to go as a human?
How can we have Chief have to deal with his own humanity?
Until it actually touches an actor, it lacks humanity.
For us, it's making him feel like a real person.
But I think you also start to get a sense of how she takes care of the human side of Chief.
Chief and Cortana are the same person, but she has always been the reflection of his humanity.
And it takes this relationship to the place it should go to.
These were the decisions you made yourselves. And also, don't try and blame your own player base or fans for this either. We're sorry that you guys got so emotionally attached to a character that we made you get emotionally attached to. Man, what? Get out of here. This... Maybe that was never the intention from the day Halo was first brought to gamers, but guess what? 15 years come by and the Chief became an icon in the sci-fi universe. Don't make this out to be a bad thing though. You just told a bad story and made some poor choices for the gameplay. That's on you, not the players. If you didn't want this emotional attachment, then you shouldn't have brought this emotional attachment that you were gearing for in Halo 4. That was one of your goals, and you did it. I think you did that well in Halo 4. You did make him a much more emotional and human character. So just stop trying to blame it on players getting attached when that was your goal to do in the first place. Listen, Frank, and just 343 in general, you marketed the game poorly and told a story that not many people at all enjoyed. And you sidelined the main character, which goes back to the marketing thing, because you made it look like there would be more to see from him. Okay, these were all your decisions. Yes, people are upset with the lack of Chief, but it's due to the fact that 3/4 of the game was based around Locke. Imagine if Halo 2 was like that with the Arbiter. There would most certainly be the same kind of uproar. You should have made it a 50-50 split. That would take away some of the negativity, and then next, when it comes to the marketing thing, you market the game about what the story actually is without revealing the Cortana spoiler. These are just two things that you could have done to minimize the amount of negativity you made for yourselves. Emphasis on the fact that you made these mistakes on yourselves. This is no one outside of the studio to blame other than your choices. The story still isn't perfect, but you could have done some things right. Overall, the article ends with Frank saying, doubling down on Master Chief's story and the amount of focus on him was probably the easiest learning from Halo 5's story. That was a really simple thing to absorb and embrace. So all in all, they know that the story was not great at all. So that's the positive that we can take from this. The negative, though, from all of it is just the amount of BS excuses that they came up with and how they tried to shift the blame to the player. Did Frank actually just try and shift the blame to the player? Maybe they were hoping no one would notice that somehow. It just baffles me. Sorry that you got emotionally attached to the emotional character that we were trying to build. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Anyway guys, please let me know your thoughts to all this in the comment section down below. I'll also put a link to the GameSpot article that covers this so you can have a read for yourselves. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. And before you leave, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the fact that we have a new store that you can buy all sorts of Ultimate Halo merchandise. It's just a small thing at the moment, and it's something that we're sort of testing the waters with. We hopefully plan to get more stuff out there over the next few months, but in the meantime, you know, check it out, tell us what you think, and if you like any of that stuff, go for it. If not, that's fine. No one's forcing you to buy stuff. It's just your choice. I'm Dean Abdu here on Ultimate Halo, and thank you for watching.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.